money that I don't accept.
We are live. It is a Monday. Dave, Steve, Mike, and I, we're back at it, Behind the Counter podcast, live here at Insane Games TV. Monday, April 19th, 2021. Gentlemen, we got some stuff to go over today. The Jake Paul fight, what's going on with GTA role-playing games, some new pops on the set, some next-gen console updates. Are you applying for Wheel of Fortune? Or are you? They show the letterings on the board.
I'm glad.
Askren raw.
Into the microphone, Steve.
There's a little bit of everything on that.
One more thing there too.
Oh shit! Let's see.
Closest to you.
I did say. Tony.
Tony.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Thank you.
Just be
Thank
careful.
you, Steve.
Tony Stewart making his way onto the set. Just make sure. Well, no. It's a NASCAR car. He's not driving the dirt cars. So
What's that supposed to mean?
Take it as you want it. But we are live here. It's Behind the Counter podcast. How was everyone's weekend? We have a good weekend. Week.
Yeah. No.
Oh,
it
yeah.
was bad.
Gonna have a bad time, okay?
Well, it was a little. The weather was shitty. This
I was gonna
weekend.
say.
It wasn't as nice.
Anyone else
Well-
have family outside of the state?
No.
Because my sister in San Francisco was wholly happy to video chat me while she's sitting in the park yesterday, while I'm sitting in here going, it was snowing. It was snowing a couple days ago.
That was pretty crazy.
So I don't know if you guys watched it all this weekend. We had the big Jake Paul fight, the new Triller. Getting into their first, I believe it's their first publicized match. I think.
I will say I was actually excited to watch it just because they actually did a good job building hype for what they had available to them with Askren and him. He knocked out Nate Robinson, Jake Paul, and no one really respected that because he was a basketball player. So he goes and he picks the guy that's absolutely the worst puncher in the UFC to scale along next with his rise, I guess.
Yeah.
And I thought that Ben would actually go do something, but he didn't. He just got put down. I thought the ref stoppage was a little early, but I don't think too much would have happened that was good for him after that. So
I think he got up and he wasn't really walking around that well.
He's a wobbly guy anyway.
He was walking at a
his
slant.
nickname is Funky, so everything he does is a little funky. But
So, did you watch the fight?
Yes.
Did
Illegally.
Did you watch the
whoa,
fight?
Dan.
No, I did not.
So, raise your hand if you bought the fight. That's what I thought. As
rather
it
die.
should be.
And after this event, I'll never pay for a Triller
Have
event unless they put some better talent on there.
Now,
Well,
sorry, Mike, do you want to enlighten folks as to the secret to watch any and all UFC or otherwise mixed martial arts sports for
What
free?
I like to do is say, don't be blowing up my spot, but I normally just do it on Twitch itself, right here on our friendly Twitch. I normally type in a fighting game, be it Fight Night or UFC, and somebody's normally doing it there, but also the most popular game, whatever. If you go down the list, you'll see people doing it. It's a pretty greasy place, Twitch, but it's not me that's getting in trouble.
Yeah,
I just
you know what I
happened to
love?
fall across somebody that's doing it. I mean,
It's one of those situations where Twitch is going after people for the smallest of small things, and yet
no one cared about this one.
yeah, this
UFC,
guy is
they stopped it, but
broadcasting- I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess it wasn't UFC's, but so I don't know the extent. Maybe they could broadcast the Thriller. I don't know. I don't know if there's like I know they're trying to sell it,
No.
but I mean, I don't know if they were really trying to go after people or not. So
Well-
maybe I'm misstating something, but Twitch is always after everyone for the smallest of things. If this guy can broadcast his fight, and let's be honest, fight night, like that isn't gonna ring some bells over at Twitch. To look
It's-
up.
yeah,
Well,
but-
I wonder if someone in the fight night category is
I don't think-
broadcasting a fight illegally.
I think they wanted them to have more people watch it because there really wasn't that much security on Twitch for this. They're probably like, if people are watching, the better. But
I mean, there was only 600.
I mean,
people.
comparatively, if I ever have tried to do a UFC one, it's not even worth my time because they'll shut them down in like 5 minutes and you have to find another one. I stayed in this one for like an hour straight.
I just don't think they're going after him. Quite
His
frankly.
title was Jake Paul versus Ben Askren fight.
Right. I mean, you couldn't make it any more obvious.
So,
But so I mean, I kind of made the comment, and I stick by it, and I got laughed at by people. But I kind of made the comment that I think if properly organized moving forward, I think Triller could actually go closer.
it was
to
a
UFC.
shit show.
I
You want me
mean,
to
it was-
elaborate why,
Yeah,
or
no, it was a shit show in the sense of, do I want to listen to Snoop Dogg? No. Do I want to listen?
he was
to
the best part of it?
You think so? That whole commentary group was
The
that
other
hard?
people were worse.
Some of them were
Oscar
funny.
De La Hoya and only
was it
him.
Pete
He was
Davidson?
really good. He was funny, but that's not really what you want on your commentating team.
If I'm not mistaken,
I will
I'm pretty
say he
sure
made me
Pete
laugh a
Davidson
couple
was rolling
times.
up a doobie in the middle of
They
the
both-
fight.
well,
I'm
he's
pretty
got
sure he
Snoop
was
Dogg.
rolling up something.
Yes,
That was
I
Snoop, I'm pretty
now,
sure.
I can tell you that I did do a little bit of research because you heard paper crinkling. He did.
I mean, I guess they're going for something different. Hey, new
Yeah.
stuff can't become things without being different. So for all I know, maybe this is something that people would be entertained. I did laugh a few times at the commentary. I
Yeah.
also thought it was a little kind of like I'm trying to watch and they're screaming into the mic. Like, oh, yeah, yeah. I was like, oh my god. And the one guy, I don't know who was sitting in the middle, but the one guy at one point,
Was it the boxer?
I don't know, the bald guy. What does
I
that
don't
mean?
remember that.
If I'm not
What do you
mistaken, there's
mean?
five people sitting at commentary, and this guy was in the middle. And at the end of the fight, all the 1, 2, and the 4 and the 5 guy were all cheering. This guy's sitting there like this, and I'm kind of saying to myself, well, that guy probably wishing he wasn't part of that commentary team. He was just sitting there going, like,
First of all, look at the face.
Oh yeah, he's a troll.
Super into.
but they wanted that probably on commentary. A guy who's funny and it can be a troll. I mean, that's what.
That's not even the worst part. First of all,
Well, let me finish. So I didn't really like the commentary. I thought it was, I mean, I think what I like about this and what I think it's going to be, I think it's going to give UFC a little bit of a run for their money, is the social media presence of it. There's a lot of people promoting this on social media. I mean, Justin Bieber was promoting. You had not to mention all the big famous TikTokers that are
Dixie and Charlie D'Amelio.
Right.
You had Saved by the Bell's Mario Lopez,
Exactly.
Taylor Hill.
a lot of people promoting this, and it was right in downtown LA. It was right in LA, the heart of everything. Or was it Miami? Was it LA or Miami? It was LA, right?
I don't remember. Does it matter?
No. But either way, I think one of the guys I know as part of it was I follow him on Instagram. He was in Miami, so I kind of thought it was maybe in Miami, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was in LA. Probably LA, if I had to guess. But I thought it was different. I was like, well, this isn't bad. I thought the production was a little. I mean, they had no audience. There wasn't much of an audience, so it's not like. You kind of have to get through that. I mean, I had to get through it with WWE with no audience now.
No.
I hate to say it, it's just not the same. So, I mean, I thought that really kind of downgraded a little bit. But I didn't. I mean, the fighting itself, a bit questionable. But I'll let a more professional person elaborate.
As it says, the talent of it was just god awful. The people there, they had all bums on the card, other than I guess even the main fight card was bums. And then that one fight that was supposed to be good, it had two guys, 20-plus wins, undefeated records. They were fighting right before. A guy gets punched in the ribs, pretends he got hit in the nuts, and gets carried out on a stretcher so he didn't have to face losing. That was just, and Snoop Dogg standing up, yelling at it. It was just a very ugly scene, but then they were just brushed under the rug for the big fight.
And then Snoop Dogg at the end of the big fight, we're talking about how he won $2 million. He bet on the fight, and I was like, oh my god.
It's all, their refs are extremely questionable.
For a minute, I didn't
The
think
fact
one
that-
guy could even move around the
Well,
ring.
for the fight before that, the fact that he called it a nut shot when he hit him like in the upper like chest region when they showed it in the replay, and everyone's just picking him apart. And then the early stoppage was pretty stupid as well
Feel bad for the million
for Ben Askren. That is
the pay-per-view.
Justin
I don't.
Bieber.
They bought something that's their own fault. I mean, I knew not to buy it. Any real wrestling fan or any real
Wrestling?
fan, what?
Wrestling.
Or anything.
The only thing they needed was Vince McMahon to go, "Isn't this great?"
They knew what they were getting. I think Jay Paul did bring some curiosity to it. I think a lot of people who
That's
did
what
follow him
everybody
on
was there to
YouTube,
see because they wanted to see him lose.
Rather they wanted to see him lose.
That's what
or
the
win. I
whole
think he
events
brought
are
a lot
based off of.
You know, he's a guy that I'm trying to think of a WWE wrestler that brings that same type of audience. Where rather you win. He has the people. Maybe Roman Reigns. A lot of people want to see him lose, and a lot of people want to see him win.
That's exactly perfect.
So it generates a pretty good audience.
The Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta is where
Is it Atlanta?
Atlanta. The main event, at least, is what it's saying.
I think wasn't the whole thing together or no? I doubt they had all the matches had to be in one location. I would have guessed.
Yeah, they were.
All
That's
right.
what I thought.
I would never guess Atlanta.
No.
Oh well.
I wouldn't have either. From looking at the pictures of the thing, it doesn't look like the Mercedes-Benz Stadium where they've done a lot of other
Right.
events that we have watched. Like,
Claps, what's going on? Welcome to the program.
Clip clips.
Yes, I mean,
What's going on, dude?
I didn't. I don't know. I don't know how I thought about it. I kind of walked in thinking it'd be a little bit of a better fight. They didn't show a replay. Now they didn't show a replay because the guy on Twitch probably got out. If I'm the guy streaming on Twitch and I don't want anyone to know
He
about
made
it,
away like a bandit because he got to keep all of his followers, and he probably left and then deleted the content
the
immediately.
minute the fight was over, the guy was like, "Yep, done, done." Because I wanted to see the replay of the knockout. And I'm like, "Oh, come on!" I couldn't see the replay. I had to wait a couple hours to see it on social media. But
Yeah.
it was just like that guy probably like, "Okay, I'm not gonna waste getting banned over post coverage of the fight." So he probably ended it right away. Game over. I mean, you only had like 700 people watching. So it wasn't that many people.
Oh no! When you build the hype for this kind of fight, and you have Justin Bieber seeing 4 times longer than the actual fight was, you're gonna be a little disappointed.
Did you all see that guy with the pink trunks? Who's that?
was that the guy that got nut shotted?
Maybe.
Collapse, elaborate so we know what you're talking about. The guy with the pink trunks.
I say if you're doing a pay-per-view and you hype it up like that, you let it go until one guy
On the undercard.
is completely sleeping.
I did not watch the undercard. Did you?
Only the fight before it,
I
where
just
those.
watched the main event.
I guess Frank Mir fought on the undercard as well, who's a extremely washed up UFC fighter. And he was very fat and
Brock Lesnar gave him the hands, and it was over for him at that point. Well, he beat Brock Lesnar for the title, but that's not the point. He lost to
they were
Lesnar.
1-1, but
Cops, I don't know his name. Yeah, probably nobody on the undercard with this fight. It didn't seem like too many big names on it.
You promote an event, and you pay someone to be the host of the event and do like the pre-show and stuff like that, and the person says things like, "Today is a wild day for boxing," because it just shows how truly low it's sunk. Jake Paul walks into the room and he says, and I quote, oh no, where is it? He says, and I quote, "And we're all about to get dumber." He also, Pete Davidson, brought up some of Jake Paul's court troubles that he's currently undergoing right now, and they bleeped it.
wow.
That should not be said. I don't think that really should be said on if I'm watching the
Pete
fight, I really
Davidson
wanna-
was saying everything that
I don't know. I mean, again, I don't know what their goal was. Was their goal to say that type of stuff? I don't know.
It seems like that's what it was, because it's like he started at the beginning saying things like that, and then they like cut away to other things and came back to him, and there he was just standing there. Clearly a producer or something is standing behind him going, "This is good. Yeah, keep going."
Talk
about the nuts.
Again, I know every consumer is different. Me as a consumer, I wouldn't want to hear that's to me. That's just like okay, like how does that have anything to do with the card? I guess, or I don't know. It's just like, but then again, maybe that's what they're for things to become successful. You have to try new things, and you know that maybe that's just they're trying to think of a new cool way of promoting a fight, and you know, I don't know, it's different. I mean, like I said, you're gonna have the haters are gonna hate it just because it's like it's Jake Paul and they're going up against UFC or just regular boxing in general. So you're gonna have the real true UFC and boxing people hate this all. They're just like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever. Like, they're just gonna shit all over.
It's a
I would
it's a
like
sideshow
it.
as comparatively.
I would like it if they just called it what it is, which is not really very skilled boxing, and they're having people like, so if they had like a full card of celebrity matches like that.
See, I think
Like,
that'd be great. I would
yeah.
love. I would be one of the first ones to buy a celebrity match.
And they were
I think
just
that would
upfront
be
with
hilarious.
that the skills probably aren't going to be there, and we're probably going to start it early for people, stop them early before people get hurt too much. But
Well, just like the first one they did where both Jake and Logan Paul fought other internet celebrities, and both of those matches went. No, the Logan Paul one went to the end because KSI and him.
they were 1-1, yeah, actually.
But yeah, exactly. Like,
Logan Paul was at WrestleMania. Got the Stone Cold Stunner from Kevin Owens.
I know he got his ass whipped backstage after a SmackDown taping or something because he apparently went off script and then learned that the WWE performers are not amused by him. Vince was probably in his office going, yes, best of both worlds.
All I know is he showed up at Tampa for the WrestleMania 37 and got a Kevin Owens Stone Cold Stunner.
Yeah.
he is the more funny one, but he is also not as good at boxing.
I think maybe what they're trying to do is go down the celebrity road. Maybe I think that's a better avenue for him. Like, you know, how many rivalries have we seen on social media or internet that we read about? And what's the biggest one that we can think of? What's the biggest rivalry between social media people that we can think of? Or
I wouldn't mind
actors,
seeing Twitch
celebrities?
people fight, like
Who's
Ninja
the
and
biggest-
Tfue when they were mad.
It'll be Ninja versus Tfue because both of them are.
I mean, I watch that. Would you not?
See, that's what the kind of events that I think they should run.
Dave would have buckets of popcorn to watch. Hopefully, Ninja get taken out.
The problem is, no, I would get arrested because I'd go there. Here comes Ninja. His Doge Cat song starts playing, and then suddenly, who's that fat white guy in a San Francisco Giants hat? And you guys are probably going, oh my god!
Jumping the ropes.
Ninja would have him down for the takeout, and Dave would be like, no! Charge the ring to try to get in.
Oh, not even. No, I wouldn't even wait. It would be when he's doing his entrance. I would Jeff Hardy my fat ass
from the
off of
side.
something straight onto him. I would get the match canceled as they're dragging me away, screaming, "Donate to my Kickstarter to get me out of prison!"
The commentator would be like, who's this fool? Some fool just went over the apron. Who is this guy? Get him out of
They
here.
ruined our ninja fight. They're making a mockery of celebrity boxing.
And you'd be able to hear Dave's low voice in the background screaming, I am
Insane Games TV.
Oh,
No,
goodness.
that would be a job for the bagman. That's really what that would be. Because you know what? We all know the bagman is slick and smooth. He would get into the ring while the fight's going on and just get to go in front of the camera, and then he would disappear. And everyone would be like, what the hell was that?
I don't know. But yeah, I think a celebrity one would be a good idea. I think maybe that's what they should go down. They should follow that rule. Get a couple musicians that don't like each other, get them out into the fight or out into the ring. You know, an actor.
That's what sold the
streamers.
tickets on that card. None of the people on the undercard sold any tickets.
No. Nope. That's how they. I'm serious. I think that's how they should brand themselves as a celebrity fighting. I mean, I'm sure there's enough of them.
No.
You know, put it that way.
I guess you'd probably have to pay them a lot of money, though. They probably paid the other guys on the undercard like $100.
Here's your, we'll validate your parking, kid.
Yeah, right.
Here's some chicken tenders and some fries.
Chicken nuggets.
You get a hot meal and you're on your way. Few teeth less.
Let's move on. Another big hot thing taking storm. Talking a little bit about streaming for a minute. Is the GTA role playing. You know, I don't know. I've always kind of talked about it a little bit before. It became, I guess, it became a big thing. I mean, it's always been kind of relatively. You know, YouTubers have played it a lot. They go on. You know, I don't know how much it was big on Twitch, but I know YouTubers were promoting a lot of it a while ago. Now it's to the point where I think a lot of people are live streaming it as well. But these role playing games, No Pixel, I think that's the biggest server.
Yeah, that's I guess the premium one right
that's where a
now.
lot of the big streamers are on. But it's funny, we were watching. Who is it? Is it Q? What's the guy? QX?
Don't watch XQC.
I wasn't. Johnny was. The day he was building one of the tables in the back, he had his phone going for like 4 hours. And I'm like, what are you listening to? He goes, I'm watching, and of course I didn't know who this guy was. And he goes, he's trying to pull off. He's not going to sleep until he got like 200,000 in his account or something from on GTA. So he lost a bunch of money. So he was trying to pull off a heist. So for like multiple hours, they were planning it. Well, then we kind of got infatuated watching it. So I had him pulled up on the TV in the bar. And me, Tom, Mike, we're all watching it. He's getting his crew together and this and that. And of course, and then he takes himself off camera. I'm like, why are you taking himself off camera? And Mike started to explain the whole how it works and this and that and how you can screen snipe and you can't bring what goes on in there out into this world. It's very, very. And long story short, as many people may know, he tried to pull off the heist and then completely fell apart.
So he was in jail within 30 minutes.
It was a decent plan. It was a decent plan. He just got stuck with a taser, and that was game over.
He had all the cops jump into a spot where they couldn't get their cars out of chasing him. And then they had bikes there waiting, and they all separated, but only one of them could carry the money, and it was XQC, and they caught him. So.
Oh no!
But I've heard he's quite the troublemaker on the servers. With a
He's
lot
been
of
banned many times,
multiple times.
And so we're in here Thursday, I believe, and I just so happened we had OC5 on. By the way, 2 to 5s every day here in the channel. He was playing some of the GTA role-playing. He started playing it last week. And it's been generating a decent amount of views and stuff. I'm like, what's he doing with this? So I was watching him. Well, his character ended up getting, shot down because of what he was wearing. His shirt, and apparently that goes against the rules.
He was wearing the color of a rival gang, and I guess he wasn't allowed to wear it.
Ooh.
So I don't want to talk too much about the situation because he's going to come on next week. We're going to talk more about it.
Okay.
I wanted to have him on today, but he couldn't get here today. So we'll talk
I saw what he was trying to say.
So he ended up getting shot down, which I guess is against the rules of the servers. And then they threw his body into the backseat of the car, and they're driving around the town. And
I've never seen anything like it.
And of course, he's got to act that out. So I'm watching him. He's in the trunk going, oh. And I'm like, I said to Michael, what is he doing? And Michael goes, they got to act it out. I'm like, they got to act it out. It's role playing. They got to act the whole situation
How did it feel to tune into now a third streamer and go, what the fuck is that guy doing?
Mike took a picture. I was actually quite interested. I was sitting on the thing I was watching, and I'm just like, what is he doing?
Just the little stool with the no arm or backrest pulled up to the seat.
I was watching it for a good hour, and OC5 trying to, and he called like, they can't do that. These guys are breaking. The guy heated for them. I'm like, wow, this is getting legitimately heated. And I don't think he had his camera on. I don't think he wanted it on at that time. And I said to Mike, why?
Oh no, it was on. It was on.
It wasn't on at first. I think
He does shut it off, and I think it has to do with what's going on in the house.
I don't think they want people to know. Well, no, this is specific.
Some role players for GTA, they'll run no camera just for the more immersive experience. But when we popped in, we didn't really see what was going on.
And then he had some guy in chat jamming him up, which I think we kind of determined was some guy in the server as well.
Yeah, he was getting in a fight with a guy about the rules. I was like, yikes. I say he'll have to better explain the rules himself. Because I don't know the rules of that server. But
I want to have him in next week. I want to talk about that situation and the rules of his server. But on a more broad topic, I just talk about the GTA servers. I think I got to get into this. This is relatively interesting. I think I'd like to get into one and do like a cop one, or But how can this no pixel one only has 32 people allowed at one time? That's
I haven't looked into the rules, but it's probably only like top streamer access, basically.
Only 32 people are allowed on the server at a time. In the queue line.
I find that hard to believe. If they
I
have
read it.
Extremely hard to believe. If they have like a hospital, they have the cops, and they have the.
It's a 5-page document.
To sign?
You have to apply to the server. Players must simply visit their website and create an account to get started.
Should we try the no pixel one? I did read.
You can throw one, but you probably get.
No. I heard you can jump the line by throwing a sophisticated donation towards.
Wow.
You can jump the line. I'm like, oh wow, that's neat. So basically, they said that shows how determined you are to get into.
Listen to this.
if you're willing
Welcome to the
help
No
server.
Pixels website. Standard waitlisting is currently closed. Donor waitlisting is currently open.
Is that what it really says?
Yep, roughly 14 to 30 days. So it's not really a secret to.
They're flat out right honest about
Please
it.
pay attention to the forums and instructions given. Donors may still apply like normal, but will be just processed faster.
Whoa.
I guess.
Whoa.
And if you do not pass the application process, it must take a considerable time to join the server. So even if you donate,
That's what I was wondering. Yeah.
there's no guarantees you're getting in. It's thanks for donating, friend.
So, I mean, I guess I get the whole donation thing. I mean, I'm sure they're getting thousands and thousands of people just want to join to cause problems. So maybe a donor one.
Oh yeah.
Is someone who maybe would take it more seriously. I guess. I don't know. I mean, like obviously there's.
Well, you saw the one that our good old friend OC5 was in.
Which one was he in?
Well, not a crazy one because he got gunned down for no reason and thrown off a bridge.
They said they had a community meeting. Do they have community meetings in this? I think this is right up my alley for something like this. I would just have to find the most.
All I can say is I've watched a lot of it from a bunch of different streamers that I've never seen someone get disrespected in the way that OC5 was that day.
He was sitting in the car. He goes, man, I want nothing to do with you. I'm good. And he goes, you really? And they shot him. They pulled him right out of the car and
They shot him. They threw him in the back of their ar and they went to a bridge and they threw him in and he had to drown for like 3 minutes and then he respawned in the hospital with none of his stuff. I was like...
It was quite... I don't know what it was. I think he was like telling him buddy not to come retaliate and different like they're just breaking the rules.
He was still trying to follow the RP rules, I guess, because I guess if you die in that way, you're supposed to not remember that you died, who killed you or what happened, because you've got dumped in the water. So he had a friend on his phone the whole time that he was relaying the events to. So when he came back to life, he had to have his friend tell him what happened to him.
Claps putting sleeping with the fishes in chat.
That's what happened. Like I said,
I don't know. The whole he was in the trunk going. "Oh."
So you want to do that?
No, I don't know.
I guess I would watch that if Dan was seriously committed doing some death noises.
So if you could do one, what would be your profession? So let's say you got into a server.
The cops try too hard. I'd probably just be a criminal.
I think the cops would be fun. If I had to pick one right offhand, I go cops. Dave.
I would definitely be a cop. Definitely.
You don't have to be just a cop or criminal.
No.
Like, what are the other professions? Like, you could be like
any other thing of that would be boring to me. Come on.
Claps, you know
but
that
there is
kinda
a
looks
billion
good.
professions. I would want something to do with combat. Because a lot of these people do it and they won't even fire a gun for like days of playing the game.
So the question is, for me, sorry, Steve, what would you be? Homeless?
Almost. Pure RP
Would you
be
guys
pretty funny.
use your own voices, or would you make a character voice?
Would be tough.
Would you fully role play?
I'm undecided on that.
Because I already have in mind.
I'd have to find something that I knew I wouldn't be bored with after like a freaking couple hours of doing it.
I'm undecided on that. I mean, I don't know if I could stick to a fake voice the whole time. I think I would go back and forth.
So much fun.
Some people do.
It's so much
one
fun.
Moon guy I watch, he's had a character going for months, and he just talks like a wicked stupid guy. And it's just.
I think we all should be in the
like
same.
I would
server.
have gotten tired of doing it after like a month. But
I think we all should do it and get into the same server.
We can make our own.
We genuinely could make our own GTA roleplay server.
To make a server, though. Am I wrong on that?
Yeah, it'll. There will be an investment. However, at that point, then it's the insane
I
games.
think we just find a random server. I don't know. Again, I don't know how many servers are out there.
well, if you want to get on the action of OC5 or what he's doing, I'm sure he could hook you
I
up.
might do some research on what's the best police GTA server.
Flip Juice saying you can just use a voice changer if you don't want to actually do a voice.
Actually, I think people do that. license and registration, please. You know how fast you're going around
What's your
that turn?
character, Dave?
Sir! Sir, do you know how fast you were going? Sir, you were going 35 and a 30! Get out of the car!
That up, though?
Oh my god, yes. Have you not met Bro Dave?
I thought it was gonna be Bro Dave.
Bro, Dave, yeah, but the one you were just doing, I don't know, that's a lot of yelling and talking.
For everything. Jay walking over there! Come over here! Kids, don't do drugs! Random server would be Toxics as flip juiced. Claps claiming I'd sound like SpongeBob SquarePants and I'd be a cop.
I think I would have to be a cop, but I would want to see. This is where I take the fun of it. I want a certain car. I want a certain police vehicle. I wouldn't want to.
You have to. How that works? You have to go up the ranks and you got to earn it. First, you have to start off and you have to ride with a deputy. You have to be like a deputy to someone. You don't get to drive the car. You have to ride with someone and prove that you know, like, your cop lines.
Okay, my only concern is I think I know my cop lines. I'm just not that good with the.
And they'll watch you deal with
keyboard
crimes and to make sure you follow the proper etiquette.
I don't think I can keep up with the keyboard commands, like how they all the.
You can get them down.
They do get
You could just
easier.
put a list next to you. if
They
you wanted
do
to.
genuinely get easier,
I'm
and you
not
can
just saying just
hotkey
for, like,
everything.
the commands. I'm just like the commands is playing the game in general.
It's easy because you're not doing fighting. It's just basically movement.
And because I remember OC5 a couple months ago, the police officer that was arresting him or a friend couldn't remember the commands, and so they, in role play, froze for a minute while he was trying to remember what the
out of character.
no, not OC, the other guy actually.
Oh, okay.
And it was because I remember OC like had like a he just kind of like
Oh no, I was saying, did they go OC? Out of
little bit. It was weird.
But no, I think that'd be. I'm just baffled with how serious they take it. It's very, very weird.
I would take no greater pleasure than giving the sweaty cops the slip in those games.
Then you go
Yes.
to jail, but then
After their whole process of everything, to be able to just get on and then outmaneuver them or something.
But then when you go to jail, how long are you in jail for?
It's not too long.
But see,
It's like a
maybe
slap on the wrist.
Maybe they should be in jail for longer. Maybe
It's dependent on the crime.
Maybe it's a 30 day you can't get out of the game or get out of the jail for 30 days.
This is
No,
why,
no one
this
would
is why
play.
Dan needs to play.
I
He's
mean-
going to start advocating. You're not going to be a police officer. You're going to be an elected official.
They
and
do
you're
have
gonna
those.
start as
Do
a
they
police.
really?
They have a mayor. I've heard the mayor of the No Pixel servers was a female streamer, and everyone's like, "You are a succubus. You're a poison for the city." Every time they
What
talk
does she
to
do
her.
as the mayor? Like, what authority does she have?
I assume they run some stuff, but a lot of stuff they plot to try to get her and stuff. I think XQC tried to kidnap her in that one.
But like, if I'm
watching.
the mayor of the game, what am I doing every day?
That I really don't know.
Like, what am I,
Mayorly
just
duties.
Walking around? I mean, like, what's mayor duties? It's not like we're not like we're building new roads.
You probably have to make sure all the city jobs are getting paid and stuff like that.
Like, really, the mayor should technically be the real moderator of the game.
You probably have to distribute the funds and everything.
The funds for what?
I think the moderators are
For the-
so
for the
true that
in-game
they don't
characters to
even
get
play.
paid.
They just simply moderate.
But you should be the mayor of the city if you're
They
the
don't have
moderator.
invested interest. They
Can you imagine? I think I would prefer to be the moderator of the game. Deal with all the politics of that's where the real.
the
You're
drama.
out. You're out.
Well, really, you killed this guy. Out.
The
Flip juice
rule
saying
maker.
days equals minutes in jail.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
I don't think it should be that. I think it should be you need to do a legitimate 7-week stay at the jail. And for the
So you would just not play the game for 7 weeks?
no, if you got let's say you shot somebody and killed him, okay? And
You would you would hop
I
online
think
and
your
you would.
character is in jail no matter how long you want to play it for 7 days. So if you want to not go on the server for 7 days and you're not on the server for 7 days, but for 7 days in real time you should be in jail. In the meantime, during those 7 days, if
I
you
would
choose-
get behind that, but they just don't have anything fun to do in the jail.
Well, that's it. Then don't
Like-
go to jail. You saying there's a lot of fun things to do in jail right now?
They at least like for a video game, you're playing a video game, Dan.
Right. Right.
Like, you should be able to, like...
You're filling out an application.
It's
We're
not like
talking
you
that
can...
it's a video game now?
You should be able to work out or something while you're there, play basketball.
Okay, then maybe they can
At
do
least that. All you can do is you could stand in the cafeteria and make a slushy right now.
We're calling it a video game, but there's a moderator that bans people. You got to fill out an application to get in. I mean, this is. Like
I think that everything all said and done with the whole process of everything actually getting into jail, you're probably out of commission for a couple hours because you get there, you get processed, and all that.
For a game that everyone takes so seriously, to go and kill somebody in the game, okay, which I guess is a huge thing. They should be in jail for quite more than just 5 minutes.
Death is never really permanent. No one's really murderers because they
and I disagree with that. I think if your guy gets killed, then you have to reapply for the server.
They get brought to the hospital.
That would suck. Think of that.
You can make multiple characters once you're in. You just some people
and
if they you can have different characters in the server.
So my guy can be a criminal and a cop.
No, you can have one character that's a criminal, one character that's a cop, one character that's. Some people have multiple characters they play.
However, if you're a shit role player, those characters will greatly influence the other characers.
Yep.
Like, oh, well, I got shot as a criminal. I'm going to have my cop harass these guys. Like, nope, that's bad role playing.
Bad blood.
All I'm going to say is I think there should be some more fair. And by the way, if you want to play this game, take it very seriously. So to say that, I think it's beyond it's just a video game. I mean, one guy talked about the guy was working more as a
well, the ultimate goal is
real job.
Yeah. The ultimate goal is you should still be having fun, and that's why he stopped playing the games because he wasn't having fun anymore. The guy you were just talking about.
The guy who ran that fast food chain we were chatting about a couple weeks ago that quit because he was no longer the fun stopped and it was just more work.
But again, what was he doing? Maybe he should become a business owner that's a criminal.
He might have made another character. Who knows?
I wouldn't mind being the police commissioner.
You would never be the commissioner.
I would have a lot of fun being the police commissioner.
There is one commissioner.
I would want.
And that person is probably holding on to their job so fucking tight.
How do you play the politics of going up the force? Oh, we all want new police cars? I do that as
so they're probably power tripping so hard right now.
So my question for you, Dan, is being that you would be in the police force, would you join the police union or not? In-game. Purely in-game.
Well, yeah, I think you would have to
would you
move up the ranks.
I don't know. You could be an outsider. Could be not like the other guys.
I think it would be... Now, they have to actually pay when their police cars get totaled, right?
Yeah.
Like real money?
Yes, Claps. The
not
store is
real life money, in-game money.
So how do you get in-game money?
From being a cop, that's your job, and you get a weekly paycheck.
Have you?
Watch
some more of OC's things because it does, like, during the stream, it makes it very clear, like, when he goes to work, and it says, like, at work, here are the functions you do, here's the functions you go, and then it shows, like, you've now clocked out, you worked, the gig world acknowledges X amount of hours you have worked, and then he gets paid. Like...
You actually punch in, I think.
So how much does the cop car replacement cost?
Like a couple hundred. I think. I don't think it's too much, but if you have to do it a lot.
Does it reset in a day though?
I'm not sure about that. A lot of stuff resets at 1 o'clock.
I think if they want their car.
That's if they can't find it. They get sent back to their garage, but I think they still have to pay for the damages after.
Listen to this little tidbit Steve just pulled up. Right. Holy crap.
How much it would cost to open a server. For a regular server, it would be about $86. But the servers that NoPixel run, right, $80 a month. The servers that NoPixel runs cost about $10,000 a month.
So I guess we see why they have their donation tabs.
If you're paying $10,000 a month for something, I guess the entry would be a little more exclusive.
Thinking about that makes a lot of sense. If there's that many hundreds, thousands, and millions of people all on it at once, you need an enormous server.
But they're not all on it at once. They only allow 32.
They can't allow.
I think you're mistaken.
Can you look up how many people can play on NoPixel at one time? I'm pretty sure they do only allow 32 people on the server.
It's completely inaccurate.
I read it. And from what I've read so far, what I'm saying is accurate. Apologize.
It's not accurate. I will not apologize.
It is 32.
For this exact NoPixel.
32
How can
players
you...
in one server, which means there's a hefty queue. When someone leaves, a new slot will be made available.
Right, 32 freaking people. That's ridiculous.
Flip Juice giving the contradicting it's 150 to 160. You can't have only 32 people. There'd be nobody. Because if 6 people log on to work
right,
at the
Dan,
Burger
you
Shack
apologize.
and one criminal and no cops.
Really reading what I read.
Link it for us, Flip Juice.
You 32 people.
And pop
is
it in chat,
ridiculous.
please.
I still think 150 is ridiculous. There should be like
So
3,000
Dan,
people on that server.
if we find contradicting information, will you apologize?
What?
If we find some contradicting information to what you're saying, will you apologize?
Old No Pixels used to be very small, says Flip
Yeah.
Juiced.
And even the new server has an updated one.
It went up to 200.
Apologize.
J
Wow.
Kosk, the bishop, coming in saying it's over 100.
Apologize, Dan.
What? I apologize if I had outdated information.
I'll take that.
But it was my understanding based on what Steve found
So-
as well, it was only 32 people.
Brian writes, Dan was correct in
couple
unfortunately
years
he was given
ago.
outdated information, but
like as we start out the conversation, he was fascinated. I've never seen him put his
It's
phone
a
on
very
and
fascinating
watch a
thing.
stream like I've seen him watch that one when the guy trying to do a heist.
Everybody's
It was
been
absurd.
doing it lately.
I think I would have to be a police commissioner.
I think it would suit you. I think you would like it.
But then again, I'm not opposed if it's only $80.
Not the commissioner. You'd have to just be a cop, probably. But
I think we should. I think if it's only $80 a month, I think we should look at doing an Insane Games TV server.
possibly that could be pretty good. We have a lot of people involved.
It's also a lot of conversions from Australian dollars to US dollars.
What does that mean?
It's $80 converted at that time.
This is it $80 US?
Yes, it's 110 Australian dollars. Go back and find that.
Australian Zenny.
Okay,
Australian
so if
Forsters.
Insane Games TV started a server, and you had as new people joining, you got the right to pick your character. Because I mean, obviously, there's no way to set anything. What would you be to start out? You're one of the founding members in there. Yeah, and obviously, you just get to pick your position, and that's it. Because how else are you gonna do it? What would you be?
I have to think about it a little bit.
I think I would go with police commissioner.
Dan, you can't be the police commissioner. You can't just say that I'm going to be police
Our
commissioner.
own Insane Games TV server that's starting out for the first time.
You have to have a bunch of police, and then you'll have a vote for
There's
who's
no
police commissioner.
We're the first ones to get in. There's no police. I will build my own police force.
That's not how that works. That's very corrupt.
Of Dan as commissioner.
You don't understand how to be a cop, so you wouldn't be able to be a commissioner.
I know how to talk cop lingo.
We'd have to get someone far more experienced than you, my friend, to be the commissioner of our little server.
I would serve as a fantastic police commissioner. Keep it up, I'll just go for mayor.
That would probably suit you way better, honestly. That if you're actually doing the server, you would probably have to be mayor.
I'm sorry. That's not how that works.
The mayor selects the police commissioner.
You can't pick you, though.
As the mayor of Insane
I
Games
would allow
TV,
mayor.
I could
Flip Juice putting mayors get kidnapped.
That would be pretty funny.
not in Insane Games TV land.
Oh yeah, it would.
Yeah, what? Oh, God. What would you be, Steve? What's your...
Illegal street racer.
Not bad. They
And
do
we
have
as
those.
the
Okay.
police commissioner would be coming after you,
Yeah.
putting you behind bars.
But what's your 9 to 5 while you're being an illegal street racer? Because obviously...
Homeless.
What is Steve with the homeless?
Wow.
I'm not understanding.
A homeless street. He lives in his
I was
car.
going to say, you do
Pay
realize...
taxes.
Yeah.
I don't have to pay
There will be
anything.
taxes in Insane
You-
Game TV land.
You
Dan
arre-
hunting him down.
you arrest him once, and you're just going to have no... You're going to get his fingerprints on file. What's your name? Tony. What's your last name? Stewart.
That actually would be a not bad role play.
Dave, what would you be?
You're listening to Late Night with Dave and the Stooge on Radio Insane Games, playing all the hits that Dan lets me play. And now with yet another Flirting with Disaster. 17th time in a row we're playing it, but here we go.
Now, Dave, if you're gonna be in the media, then you're gonna have to put out whatever fake media the mayor's office sends to you, whatever propaganda your issues.
I'm getting a note here. I have both been fired and I'm being told I'm going to be publicly executed for my statements in the previous broadcast. Well, it was a good run.
Mike, you think about it yet?
I'd probably be a secret murderer, and within the
An assassin?
I would pop a mask on my guy. I'd put a
There
voice
would be
modulator.
So many openings for that.
But however, I would work a normal 9 to 5 and stuff. I'd make my guy blend in, but
What would you do 9 to 5?
Off stream, I would get a mask, a voice modulator.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind being the city's top gangster.
We need to either make this role play or take these characters and get one of our friends that does tabletop role playing and let us do this for like a couple of hours on stream. We really need to.
What I think is, if we don't create our own, I think we should join a smaller server. We can end up basically taking it over. Or think about already going, and we just have like just say, oh, we just got.
People do.
Think about it this way. Why pay for the cost to run it? Why pay for the headache of doing all these things if you go to them and say, by the way, I run a broadcasting network. I have 11 different streamers, and at various times they will be in your universe doing various things. You just have to make me the mayor.
I like that.
And the police
the
commissioner.
idea if we all join a server as a new game in there. That
Would be pretty funny.
We just join with, oh, well, there's some new players in town, guys. And we go and we got to take out the biggest player in the game. Whoever that is.
My only condition for that is I am going to be on anytime you are on, Dan. I'm not going to say anything, but when you say stuff, I'm going to, yeah! Yeah! Shut up, Dave. Yeah!
We'll need someone to drive the car around. Steve could be the driver. Mike,
Not
the
allow
enforcer.
The gun.
What'd you say?
Yeah!
I was plugging my PlayStation racing wheel just to race it.
You don't talk to Danny. Danny talks to you.
Yeah, Dan talks to you.
I think I don't know how. I may do some research into how some of the servers. I think it'd be fun. I think we gotta do it with a couple people. I wouldn't want to just do it by myself.
I have to see your role playing in action before I can commit to that.
Chat with.
I don't
chat
think
with
you could
OC.
role
What do you
play.
mean?
I don't think you could role play.
Do we have to create a couple scenes and settings of a scene so you map it out?
Do you want me to do that for next
Give him
week?
a
Because I
scene.
will do that for next week. I
I
want
think
to.
we all,
Dan's like, oh, I don't
we're all
know.
gonna take part. It's not just gonna be Dan doing it.
I
Totally fine.
haven't claimed to have good RP.
Do you want me to write up scenarios, or do you want me to just pull scenes from shows?
I guess
like, called
that'd be pretty fun. We
sides
could try it.
that you would have to read.
I would try it.
Scenes from a hat.
Then we have to read.
Yep.
Right.
So do you want me to do that for next week?
Yeah, we'll do a couple. We'll see
I
what
will
yeah,
pull up.
We'll have OC5 here, and he can judge on our role playing, and he can determine who he thinks is the best one.
Dave should easily win.
Best one?
Or
Ooh,
just-
that's gonna lead to some hurt
All right,
feelings.
I'm making the best one, but which ones would qualify to
How
be served?
dare you, sir? I am a thespian. I was trained by the best Sunni system that I almost failed out of.
But we can set up, and he can approve which ones would make the server.
Get some good scenes, Dave. Some testing scenes.
I don't think you want those, but sure. I will. I'll
Not too
definitely.
bad.
I'll definitely pull some dialogue scenes where you'll have to read something impromptu on the spot. You'll be given context of what the scene is, who your character is, and how you're feeling, but then you have to act it out.
I like
And then,
that. That's exactly what I was envisioning.
And then if we decide we like it, I'll also write up some just scenarios of OC will direct you through a scene and you have to try to get to a certain thing. Flip Juice, do a D&D game to test out some role playing. Please, everyone else in chat, try saying that because I've been saying that for about 2 years.
I have been wanting to actually get one going.
I would do one.
That would be a lot of fun.
Who's DM though?
I have a third party that does not know anybody and would be glad to run it.
Is it Botorius?
Botorius would be.
I'm not sure if I could handle
I
his
have a
twisted
feeling.
world.
I also have a feeling that Boder would not be wanting to DM a campaign where we would indefinitely
not go
3
well.
minutes
Where people
3
are
minutes
trolling
into the
him.
campaign where he's like you come into a room with a golden thing. Is there a chandelier? I want to swing on it. I roll to swing on the chandelier. There's no chandelier. I'm swinging on the chandelier.
I don't think Boder and I would get with him being the what do they call it? What do they call the top person?
So it depends on what game you're playing. There's some people that call it Dungeon Master, Game Master, DM, GM.
I would just say master. I think I would actually make questions that would get Boder irritated.
Probably.
We're not doing it that way.
I think, yeah, you know what? Actually, Mike, that's what we would do. And everyone in chat knows exactly what would happen. Dan and Border would be yelling at each other while the rest of us are just sitting there going, I roll to eat.
Roll to not choke on my meal.
What happened to all the other players? We left.
So
Already beaten the game.
Boder, I may or may not have looked over your sheets. We already fought the big bad, and
So we'll see how RP goes with OC5. And if it goes well, maybe playing some Dungeons and Dragons down the line.
or see if we qualify to be on a role-playing game.
I bet he could find us a server. Well, he could find people that are interested in a server, because I think it would be amazing if we could get the people on Insane Games TV and then like our regulars and whoever wanted to be involved, like, hey, like, you have to commit to.
I think it'd be fun. But yeah, we'll do that for next week with OC5 joining us here from OC5 Live. So we'll talk about that next week. The other two topics we're going to push next week. The last one I want to talk about because it's happening this week, Mortal Kombat coming out Friday.
Oh, shit.
Do we have any predictions on how we think that maybe that movie will be? How many fatalities we may see? Or
I have a feeling I will like it, but I have a feeling it will probably be a little disappointing. Just by the nature of those kind of movies. You can never really capture the feeling you do from playing.
I think it's going to be a blockbuster. I think people are dying for movies right now. I think it's the perfect time for one. I think they'll knock it out.
I hope it is.
I think they'll do very well.
I definitely hope it is.
If Johnny Cage survives and Liu Kang wins, I'm going to be very angry. If one of those things, if either Johnny Cage gets absolutely murderlated or Liu Kang does not win the whole thing, I will be pretty pleased. I will call the whole thing a smashing success.
So you want him to die? You want Johnny Cage to die, and you want Liu Kang to not win?
Yes.
Why?
Because I want to see how they can write that.
Okay.
I want to see how far they can go.
I've always loved Liu Kang personally.
Oh, no.
But
Do
they do have like this new
Main
character.
characters are really going to die?
Yes. Some of them will die. It has to. It's a Mortal Kombat.
Now, you would think so, but how does that really work? I mean,
Better be Johnny Cage.
What's his name?
so they
What-
can die and
I
come
can't-
back to life?
Who's Liu Kang's friend with the hat? Kung Lao? Yeah.
Yep.
He'll die. He's a classic die
I don't
guy.
even know if
He's a friend of the main character. You have to
Were you
die.
able to pull up the movie?
Oh, yeah.
Kung
Tell me
Lao is
what-
in
Does
it.
it say what characters are in it?
Cole Young, who is...
That's the new character for the...
You got Sonya, Kano,
Mm.
Raiden, Jax, Liu Kang, Shang Tsung, Sub-Zero, Scorpion,
One of them will die.
Kung Lao.
Melina,
Sub-Zero or...
Sarah. Reiko's gonna die, because nobody likes Reiko. Cabal...
Could die as well.
He'll probably die.
don't know who Emily or Allison are. And Johnny Cage.
Wait, did you say Kano? He'll probably die.
Is there any? Is
But
there
he'll
any
probably
key-
have a post-credit scene where he's alive. I could see it.
Is there any main characters that aren't in that?
There's probably a lot of people that
It depends on
aren't
who your mains are in fighting games, because then they're a main character. But that's all everyone who's appeared on major advertising for the
see,
games in the
yeah.
last decade.
No one to...
Who?
Katana.
Wow. She's not? I thought I heard you say it.
Melina Natara.
How? That's pretty absurd that they can have Melina and not Katana, because Melina is literally a clone of Katana.
Which means they
Well,
can
then again,
kill
they may not have all
Melina.
the people listed. Maybe there's some surprises and stuff.
They can kill Melina, and then Katana comes.
Melina is Katana, but she has the huge Baraka mouth under the mask.
So give me one to close out. Give me one thing that you definitely for sure think is going to happen in Mortal Kombat. Something
That's a good
specific.
question.
Tell me one thing that you think is going to happen.
I had a good one. I think they already showed it. Obviously, Scorpion yells, "Get over here!"
Damn
and
it! I was
does
gonna
that.
say.
But
Give me something that what is going to stick out that happens in the movie.
Johnny Cage breaks his sunglasses. And Liu Kang does those kicks where he's like, "Wap, wap, 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 wap."
The bicycle kicks in the air.
How many deaths do you think? Or I should say, how many fatalities?
Fatalities?
Of the characters we heard.
No.
How many total fatalities
3.
in the movie?
I think 3 or 4.
I just want to make a note that the movie already came out worldwide on the 8th, so I am reading the plot, and you can't read the plot because I'm reading the plot.
I wasn't looking over at the plot.
How did it come out worldwide on
I think
the?
it came out originally overseas. First.
Although, Steve, you wholly overestimate how well I can read at a distance. You think I can read a Wikipedia article?
All right, guys, so we're going to sign out here for today. Talk some more GTA next week. Some role-playing acting next week. We'll, I'm sure, have a
You're
recap.
burying the lead. We're having OC5, and are we having him in the studio?
Yes, OC5
Yes!
will be here to talk about GTA. And then also we'll probably do a brief review of Mortal Kombat. That comes out this Friday. So looking forward to that. Hope everyone has a great week. Monday Night Gaming is off tonight, so we're going to be doing a Danny NASCAR instead. AC Weezy moving out to the West Coast, so he has a couple days off this week. No Look Podcast will be on later this week as well, so nothing between now and 8 o'clock. Dan, you should get a Larson diecast. When they come out, hopefully they'll come out. We'll get some. But Mike and Dave will be back on for Nerd Glasses tomorrow, but the Wednesday lineup between the two of you.
Boater and Dave on Nerd
Well, Dave's
Glasses?
on Nerd Glasses anyway.
I said
You're
Mike.
welcome to join anytime. Any of you guys are.
But you'll see Mike and Dave here Wednesday, Westro and Weekend Wednesday. Until then, until next week, I hope everyone has a great week, and adios.